Here's an unusual question. Can you ever be too old to create a successful online business? Well, Mike Miller, creator of FloridaBackroadsTravel.com, is perfectly poised to answer. And I can absolutely promise you that age is no barrier. Along with Solo Build its rock-solid online education and secure, easy-to-use site builder, user-friendly for all ages, Mike has spent the past 11 years creating his own independent, financially secure income stream based simply on his passion and knowledge.
I feel relevant. For example, I know big-time college football and basketball coaches, and when they retire, they don't feel relevant anymore. So I'm doing something that makes me feel relevant, and I'm making money doing it. So what could be better?
Mike is a keen historian and writer, and his story has all the elements that will inspire you to create your own online business wherever you are in life. Even at the time of the COVID-19 pandemic, his site, FloridaBackroadsTravel.com, as well as his books selling on Amazon, have helped him manage his way through financially unsettling times. We'll find out how and how you can do it too right after this.
During all of my engineering and real estate career, I traveled all over the state of Florida. So I got to know Florida intimately, every little town, every little back road. Fast forward now to the end of the career when the real estate and engineering markets in Florida crashed, 2008. And I knew a little bit about websites. I created a couple using, I can't remember the name of the providers, but they never made any money. I tried to sell books. I had written quite a few books and papers. Nothing happened. Then there's one of my gurus is Robert Ringer. And he recommended SBI if you want to have a website that'll create an income stream. So I gave it a try. And again, SBI helps you narrow down, what are you interested in? Well, I'm an expert in engineering. I'm an expert in the people skills that relate to engineering and how to help engineers learn to write and to react with other people. But I'm not really that interested in that. That's what I did for 50 years. What I was interested in was just riding around Florida, visiting historic places, stopping and reading plaques, stopping in little towns, eating in little restaurants, staying in a little bed and breakfast. So as I developed the ideas that SBI leads you to, I came to the idea that I need to do something that I have a little bit of interest and passion for. Otherwise, I won't be motivated to sit down and write. And that's how I got to SBI. I began writing, and it began to work for me. It was a thrill to get that first Google AdSense check of $8 or something. I can't remember, but it built every month, and it's never gone down. It has since the pandemic.
So, Mike, throughout 2019, your site had around about 100,000 visitors a month. How did the pandemic affect your traffic?
My traffic about a year and a half or 2 years ago began to climb because I started posting more often on Facebook. In other words, I had a nice level of organic traffic, and then I discovered, hey, I can really double my organic traffic by creating some Facebook opportunities. So my traffic got way up there, for me, nice and high. 3 months before the pandemic, let's say the first quarter of this year, January, February, March, were my record months. I made more money in those 3 months than in any of the months preceding, and it was all Mediavine income, the programmatic ad agency. I didn't have to do anything. I just set it up, and they do the code, and it's automatic. So the traffic since the beginning of the pandemic has not plummeted. It's probably dropped maybe 20-25%, I think. I don't agonize over these numbers on a daily basis. But the main thing is the income is decreased quite a bit because there aren't as many advertisers. And The reason that I'm surviving at all is the initial concept of my site would be I wanted visitors to Florida to know all about it, where to stay, what to do, da-da-da. And as the pandemic began to get serious, I realized that probably 95% of my visitors are native Floridians who live here. And therefore, they're still interested in my content. They're at home. Many of us are self-isolating, and they still look at my content. So I'm not in the same situation a lot of people are. I have income coming in.
A lot of people would assume that your site was actually a travel site because it's about Florida backroads and all the rest of it, but it's as much about the history. And so for people that are stuck inside with nothing much else to do, you are the perfect book, if you like, if people want to go to and learn about the local history.
Right. And I haven't even counted this when I think of the income that my SBI website has created, I don't really count something that's significant. I have taken the content of my website and created, I think now 25 different books. And all of them are for sale on Amazon. I don't sell them directly from my website. I don't want the hassle. It's just that they do the fulfillment. And all of that content is on my website, and somebody could get it from the website, but people still like books. So it's working both ways. There have been a couple of months where my book sales have exceeded the income from the website, but not many.
So can we talk a little bit about the pandemic then? It's like, what impact has it had on your life? Because I imagine that you're not getting out and about much.
But the impact of my life has been kind of very manageable because I work at home, and I always have anyway. My big thing was once a day I'd go to Starbucks, and that was mainly just to get out of the house. Now I just make a cup of coffee at home. And my other big thing was I'd go out and have drinks every Wednesday night at my favorite watering hole, which is closed, of course. And other than that, my life is pretty much the same.
So how about then your focus on the site? Has it changed? Has having all this free time from having coffee or your watering hole or whatever it might be given you an opportunity to do other things with the site? Look at new aspects to it.
It has. One example would be I've never really developed any kind of presence on Pinterest. So I took the SBI Pinterest training manual and I implemented that. And so now my Pinterest following has increased since I began that. The other thing I did is SBI, as you know, has a feature called Content 2.0 where your visitors, if you want them to, can submit stories or articles. What I did with my thin content C2 pages, I'm talking about somebody might send you in a paragraph. That's kind of a lousy thing for the search engines to land on. So during this pandemic isolation, I've combined, several hundred C2 submittals, or into either incorporating them into existing bigger pages or just deleted them, got rid of them. And I've done other things too as well, but organizing photographs, adding photographs. Plus, I have a tangible and a virtual or digital collection of thousands of Florida postcards. So I'm starting to sprinkle them in the respective towns where they're relevant. All in all, trying to enhance my content. I'm also going every day I have 3 pages I visit on my website, and I add content or I correct errors that I see, So I'm working on it every day because I want to. So I still buy a lottery ticket, but if I win, I'm still going to do this.
Just building a website is not the same as creating an online business that ensures your long-term financial well-being. Nevertheless, there are countless reasons everyday people of all ages and backgrounds begin working with Solo Build It from around the world. You can discover their stories from a massage therapist to a multi-million-dollar decking business by visiting our YouTube channel. You can get there by hitting the little subscribe link just in the corner there, or the link we provided up there. Once you've subscribed, Please also hit the bell so that we can notify you when the next video is up and ready to watch. There is a whole new world for you to discover with Solo Build It. By combining your brains, action, and of course your motivation to Solo Build It's rock-solid education and support system, you have all you need to create a secure financial future for you and your family. Seems unbelievable? Even better, right now, Solo Build It is making it easier than ever for you to grab control of your financial well-being. How? We have slashed both the annual and monthly plans for the first year to help you get going. And you still have our no questions asked 90-day guarantee if you discover it isn't for you. And there are even more benefits to this offer. To discover more, visit sitesell.com. And with that, it's back to the interview. Often when we talk to SBIers, people that have got a site with Solo Build It, they're at all stages of development. Sometimes they're just starting out fresh and new. They don't maybe even think of it as an online business. Some people are really established, but they're a lot younger than you are. For somebody that's in your age bracket, or maybe even 10 years ago when you first started looking at having an online business in this way, do you have any advice, any reasons why somebody should get into it and what the advantages are, especially financially, and especially when who knows what the next few years will be like?
Well, financially, I can't imagine any age limitation as long as a person still, has their health and their interest. SBI has an action guide. It's a 10-step lesson plan that you could complete in 10 days or 10 weeks. There's no limit. And that's an excellent guide to get people started. And also, Google AdSense is a very easy way for a beginner to start generating income. There's no particular traffic requirement. If 10 people, if 100 people a month visit your website, you still might have I have another SBI website called livingaboard.com. And I made a mistake. I didn't analyze it the way that SBI taught me to, in that it turned out being too shallow a subject. It's a website that teaches beginners what it's like to live on a boat. And beginners aren't interested in the depth. They don't want to know about the inner workings of an engine. And my idea was I could create a lot of depth on that website. Didn't work, but it still makes me $100, $200 a month. It more than pays for the SBI membership. And I enjoy the gratification I feel when people write and tell me thanks for the website. So I'd say no age limitation. I don't play golf. What else am I going to do? I don't sail anymore. If I sailed, I probably wouldn't be making as much money with my SBI site. So.
Do you mind talking about your age now, or is it irrelevant?
No, not at all. I started my website just after my 70th birthday, and that was 11 years ago. So I'm not going to tell you how old I am now. You can do the mathematics yourself.
Right. So what about the other benefits for you, though, personally? Like maybe emotionally, spiritually is probably too strong a word, but you get the idea in a way that lifts you up.
I get the idea. Absolutely get the idea. And it's very important. I have a monthly e-zine I put out. I have 8,000 subscribers. I've never missed a month in the 11 years since I've been doing this. And I get a lot of email thanking me for my contributions, thanking me for keeping the story of old Florida alive. And I get gratification out of it. I feel relevant. For example, I know big-time college football and basketball coaches, and when they retire, they don't feel relevant anymore. So I'm doing something that makes me feel relevant, and I'm making money doing it. So what could be better?
Is there anything that you would really love to share or think that we should have talked about that we haven't covered?
Well, you're not, even though it's a solo build it, that's the name of this operation, it is really not solo. We have a tremendous forum where I cannot conceive of a question that I could ask that somebody on that forum will try to answer and almost always will have an answer. It's a wide mix on the forums from people just getting started who are about ready to drop out because they're frustrated, little pep talk, and they're back in business. The other thing of all, for example, we all use Google, we use Yahoo, we use cable television, and we hate to call for support, don't we? Well, SBI support is the best I've ever seen anywhere. Now, I do mine all by email. I just, I have a question, I can't make this happen, or how do I do this, how do I do that? And within an hour or two, I usually have the answer. And all of this, you want me to tell how much it costs?
Please do.
$300 a year, and I actually toted it up on a presentation I make about how to create a web business. I think I figured out there's maybe $5,000 worth of add-ons or plugins or things like that I would have had to buy if I were using a WordPress or something like that. This is a fantastic platform, and I couldn't be happier.
How about the education?
I think it was Malcolm Gladwell in one of his books said that to become an expert in anything, you have to spend at least 10,000 hours at it. Well, I'm an expert at making a good living with an SBI website because I've at least spent that much time on it. But I was making money with it even when I had a couple of hundred hours into it. So I'm enthusiastic. I'd wear an SBI T-shirt if they had one.